Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing? Love the way you look in the mirror and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food. It's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from createyourself.today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Today we are talking about the leaner part, and we will not be talking that much about food as we will be talking about training. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know that at some point I was much more focused on fat loss, be that food or be that exercise. Now it's kind of not so much. I focus more on health, on nutrition, on increasing your energy, on improving your compliance, on the science of changing your habits, because at the end of the day, honestly, it will give you more results, long-term results that actually stick with you. But I've done quite a lot of research into fat loss science and training for fat loss. And today we will focus on two things that come up the most often, where you can find the most research on the topic of training and fat loss. Today we are talking about fasted cardio, and we are talking about high intensity interval training. And I practice both. I've been practicing both since I read all the studies, all the science, and I tried different methods. And there is a lot of research going on still. And so I'm applying to my training the latest research. And now it seems like staying six-pack lean the whole year round is kind of like natural to me, but I sometimes forget that that's because I'm doing this this training, this particular eating techniques on a regular basis, and that's why where I am today. I have my six-pack abs every single day of the year, and my fasted cardio and my high intensity interval training definitely is a part of it and the reason for that. So first we'll talk about fasted cardio. Well, first of all, what is fasted cardio? And some people call it cardio on an empty stomach, and it's proven to help your body to use your own fat for energy and to utilize that fat for energy more effectively than if you were to do regular cardio in a fat state. So what does qualify for fasted cardio? According to all the research of scientists who research our digestion, fasted cardio that qualifies as fasted cardio is cardio done when your body is done digesting food, assimilating or absorbing nutrients, and when your insulin levels go down to baseline. And that usually takes 6 to 8 hours after your last meal, regular size, normal meal. And specifically, I'm talking about meals, not about some protein shake or some meal replacement shake, because those take probably half the amount the amount needed to digest meal, for you to digest, assimilate nutrients, and for insulin to go back to baseline. That's not necessarily scientifically proven how much time exactly a certain shake will take for you to digest, because those research are quite specific, quite hard to do, and nobody did them. There is like no motivation for scientists to do that, but it is proven that for a meal, for a regular size meal with proteins, with fat, with fiber, it will take about 6 to 8 hours for your body to digest, for your insulin go back to baseline. And that's when cardio considered to be fasted cardio. To simplify, guys, for most of you, unless you have your meal at, let's say, 12 p.m. and then you're doing your cardio at 8 p.m., right? So like 8 hours. For most of you guys, the best way to do fasted cardio, like for myself also, is to have your dinner and then before breakfast have your workout. And you can do weightlifting, by the way, and you can do cardio. Any sorts of exercise done in that time frame, fasted, will qualify as fasted, training, fasted cardio, or weightlifting, and will help you to burn more fat. Specifically, not just to burn through your energy reserves, but to burn fat, and specifically stubborn fat in your lower stomach and on your thighs, because fasted cardio for some reason increases blood circulation in those areas. And so if you're someone trying to lose lower belly fat and thigh fat, then fasted cardio and fasted training is one of those methods that can really help you. But that being said, is not some miracle training that will burn through fat no matter what you eat. No, calories and the amount of food you eat, energy you're getting from food, and the quality of your diet, of course, will affect that. So it's not miracle, but it helps with fat burning, and specifically burning fat in your lower belly, lower abdomen area, and your thigh fat. So fasted cardio, again, that is done after 6 to 8 hours of not eating or consuming any calories. And another thing that you can do to increase your fat burning is to consume a cup of coffee approximately 30 minutes before your training. That's also scientifically proven. Caffeine is scientifically proven to help your body to burn fat, but also to give you more perceivable energy, meaning you're not getting calories, you're not getting energy per se, but it makes your cells more efficient at producing that energy, because caffeine changes certain hormones, like cortisol, for example. And cortisol is, it elevates your cortisol. Cortisol is also famous for breaking down stuff in your body for energy, but the dark side of it is it breaks down not just your fat, but also your muscles. But so when you do, for example, your fasted cardio, the best way to do it to burn more fat and preserve the most muscle is to do high intensity interval training. And what is high intensity interval training? High intensity interval training is training, it's short and it's really intense. And that kind of training, specifically you do sprints. You usually would do sprints on your bike, stationary bike usually, unless you go outside and you do sprints on a regular bike. That is kind of harder to control for high intensity interval training. Or you can also do rowing sprints on a rowing machine in the gym. So high intensity interval training. You should consider high intensity interval training, not just because it helps you, scientifically proven, to burn through more fat, it will help you to preserve more lean muscle mass because your cardio is going to be shorter, it's going to be more intense, and it's going to affect different muscle tissues. But let me give you a few other benefits of high intensity interval training, and those are proven by research compared to a low intensity training of any sort. So high intensity interval training, or HIIT, increases your metabolic rate for up to 24 hours, and that is proven, guys. So basically, you burn more energy when you do high intensity interval training for the next 24 hours. It improves insulin sensitivity in the muscles, which helps your body better absorb and use the food you eat rather than store it as fat. It increases your muscle's ability to burn fat for energy. It elevates growth hormone levels, which aids in fat loss. It spikes certain chemicals that help your body to mobilize fat for burning. And HIIT decreases post-exercise appetite, which of course helps you to burn more fat, to lose more fat, because let's face it, if you're not hungry, if you're not eating a lot, then it helps tremendously with fat loss. So what is high intensity interval training, guys? Well, basically, it's combining intervals of all out or close to all out effort with low intensity recovery intervals. To put it into even more simple terms, when you do a high intensity interval sprint on a treadmill, for example, you cannot breathe and continue at the end of that sprint. It is not jogging, and it doesn't feel good. If anything, when I do my high intensity interval training, and my intervals usually are 15 to 20 seconds, it feels like almost your lungs are burning. And at the end, you literally cannot breathe. And it's like you cannot continue. You're about to fall, or, it feels like your leg is going to fall off. That's what high intensity interval is. It's not, again, jogging. It's something you cannot maintain or sustain for a long period of time. Now, you can also do longer periods of sprinting. For example, you can do 1 minute of sprint and then 2 minutes of recovery. 1 to 2 ratio is a common interval training, high intensity interval training that athletes do. The longer your high intensity intervals are, the more advanced your workout is, and the more fat burning and raising your metabolism effect it's gonna have. But also you'll need more time to recover, so usually you do not do it every single day. You do it like 2-3 times a week, and also the more trained your cardiovascular system needs to be. Recent research also show, guys, that you don't have to do a lot of those intervals. You don't even have to do a minute. What's effective, the most effective workout and the shortest workout, high intensity interval training you could do, and I'm a fan of it because, I don't like to spend much time in the gym. I don't have much time to spend in the gym, and I'm not trying to become a professional athlete. And so the less time I spend in the gym training, the better it is for me. And my high intensity interval trainings look like this usually. Somewhere around 3 to 4 maximum times per week, I get on a treadmill and I walk for 2-3 minutes, and then I do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and I do that 4 times, all out effort. So I put some speed, somewhere 16, 17 kilometers per hour, and I put it on. I run for 20 seconds, then I stand on the side of the treadmill for 10 seconds, and then I run again for 20 seconds, and I stop for 10 seconds. And so this is one of the most effective way of doing your high intensity interval training if you are interested in training your cardiovascular system and burning the most fat with the minimum amount of time. And then after those 4 intervals of 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off, I do a little bit of walking more, and then I might continue with weight training, or I do weight training before. I try to switch it up and change it, but that's according to recent studies and research is minimum effective dose to not just burn through more fat, but to also train your cardiovascular system. And it's much more effective than running at a certain pace for 30 minutes or an hour, or of course doing just walking at a certain same pace. So you might try it, guys. It really works. And again, I've been doing it for several years now, and probably that's why it's so much easier for me to be lean, to stay lean, and also my hunger levels went significantly down. And I can tell you guys then that when I don't do my high intensity interval training, my hunger goes up. Like, you would think that if you don't train, you're not that hungry, but actually high intensity interval training helps your hunger to go down. And that doesn't happen if you do continuous long cardio for 30-60 minutes. Some people do it even more, and that actually increases your hunger. That actually breaks down more of your muscle, and that does not help you to stay leaner, and it also doesn't actually train your cardiovascular system. And depending on how you do it, long and same intensity cardio can actually increase inflammation and affect negatively your tendons and your ligaments and your whole body system. And plus, like, I don't know about you, but I don't fancy spending hours exercising every single week. Like, basically, I do no more than 1 hour of total cardio a week, and then I do my weight training, but that also usually is somewhere like 30 minutes, and then I do like 15 minutes of stretching. And so basically every 5 days a week, I have like an hour workout that is my cardio, my weight training, my stretching. So 5 hours a week. And for me, that's a really good trade-off for the way I feel, the way I perform. Also, high intensity interval training helps you to improve your cognitive abilities, so your brain also works better, and it's also proven by studies. In the show notes today, guys, you will find a link to my blog that I've done quite some time ago with Martin Gibala, one of the top leading researchers and professor from Canada, and he did probably the most research on high intensity interval training. And so on my blog, I reviewed his book, The 1 Minute Workout, that has different intervals. You can try to do high intensity interval training, and you can find those in my blog also. And also there's going to be a link to a couple of articles from Michael Matthews, one of the most famous guy who is into fat burning and the most effective training, but also he did a lot of research on supplements and stuff. So a couple of articles on fasted cardio, high intensity interval training from Michael. And then also you'll find a link to a podcast episode with Martin Gibala that I personally did back in New York City. I think it was like a year ago or something. But that kind of research that he did has not been done ever since. So his book, his work, it's amazing. And we talked all about high intensity interval training, how to do it, what it's about, and what recent studies show when it comes to weight loss, specifically fat loss, and to preserve your muscles and to train your cardiovascular system and improve your cognitive function, or basically the way you think, how effective you are at that. And so high intensity interval training and fasted cardio, those are two tools that I've been using continuously since I don't even remember when I first started, probably a couple of years ago, and now I do it consistently. So what it means is whenever I train on an empty stomach after overnight fast. Also, guys, when it comes to fasted training, cardio or weight training, you want to understand that because your body does not have ready available fuel, usually your fasted workouts, it's not usually, it's all the time, will be not as intense, not as hardcore. You're not going to be as strong, especially first thing in the morning during those workouts, as you would during workouts that you do later in the day or that you do after a meal or maybe shake or meal replacement. So your workout's not going to be the strongest, but it doesn't mean that they're going to produce less effect. It just means that during the workout itself, you're not going to be lift as much or work out just as hard. But but when it comes to results, especially fat loss, especially stubborn fat in your lower abdominals and your thigh fat for women specifically. So those are the best workouts. And also when it comes to strength, endurance, and just training your body to work out under this, condition of not having fuel, your body becomes better at mobilizing your own fat for fuel and to distribute any sorts of fuel. And it also increases longevity of your cells, the robustness of your cells, and autophagy, or basically recycling of non-functioning or poorly functioning cells and other materials. So there are a lot of benefits to fasted cardio. And again, so I do it every single day. Whenever I train on empty stomach. And since I train almost every single day, not cardio every day, but I do either weight training or cardio, or I might do some class, I might do yoga. So it's all fasted training. And the second thing I do on a regular basis is high intensity interval training 3-4 times a week. And every time I do it, it takes usually about 10 minutes with warm up, with cool down, and the most effective way to do it according to all the research. But you cannot do less. Like when you do less, it's proven to be not effective. So what you do, I actually combine Tabata training and high intensity interval training. It might all sound a little bit complex, but basically the most effective training I found through experience and recommending it to people, and through combining all the research that I studied. So you do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 times, no less than 4 times, and no less than 20 seconds, all out effort. And it really got to be all out. Like by the end of those 20 seconds, you need to feel like you're gonna fall, like right then and there. And then you recover as much as you can, and then you go as fast as you can for another 20 seconds. And so 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. You do that 4 times. And if you're really feeling up for it, then you recover for 3 to 5 minutes walking on a treadmill as slow or as fast as you can. And then you do it once again. And after that, guys, I promise you, your appetite gonna go down, and you are gonna actually feel full of energy. And also, you're gonna burn through that stubborn fat, and especially, you still need to watch what you eat and everything, but you're gonna be much leaner, and your hunger levels will go down, and you feel more energy, and your brain gonna work so much faster, and it's amazing on so many levels. So that's it for today, guys. For the best cardio practices for fat loss, but also to train your cardiovascular system and actually train your brain, and also to live longer, and all sorts of benefits come with fasted cardio and high intensity interval training. And also, guys, it preserves the most lean muscle mass compared to regular cardio. So check out the links in the show notes to my blog, to articles from Michael Matthews about fasted cardio and high intensity interval training. Michael also has a couple of really amazing books that I read. It's stronger, leaner, something else. He has fat loss and building muscles for women and for guys, and he's big on good quality supplement research. He's been doing it for probably a decade or more. So check out those links and check out our podcast with Martin Gibala, a professor from Canada who's done the most research on high intensity interval training, and his book, The 1 Minute Workout, that I reviewed on my blog. So check that all out. And if you'd like my personal advice on your personal cardio and diet routine, we can do an express session completely free. Just follow the link in the show notes, schedule our session, and I'm gonna answer all of your questions, give you my best advice, and you can really easily, really simply, really fast create your own routine to improve your fat burning abilities, to decrease your hunger, and to feel more amazing, more younger, and to just be that lean, strong, fast machine. So check out the links, schedule our session, and as usual, guys, till next time, eat better daily.